Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the massive wave of layoffs that's coming for 2024. A little bit about immigration because it has everything to do with it. We're going to be talking about some jobs that never crossed my mind that are going to be lost. And I want to give some solutions to people that are facing this. So I did a search on what jobs are needed and the highest paid, a lot like I did before I became a welder. I wanted to know what paid the most and what I thought would be fun and I wouldn't mind doing for a living. Some people leave that out when they go to 4 years of college to get a degree that's going to pay them too close to the poverty level, you know what I mean? So hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. That would be great. And Stacey has got pre-33 gold for $65 over spot. $65 an ounce, that'd be nice. But if you're interested, text 318-564-5823. She'll put you on the email list. It's one email a week. You'll get the price list, and you'll be able to take that with you wherever you go to get your precious metals. I don't think you'll regret it. So one of the main jobs that's looking to be cut the most is trucking logistics. UPS is going to lay off 12,000 by the end of 2024. Get that sun out of your face. That was, well, I mean, they're going to be delivering less things, I guess, right? Real estate. Over 1 million agents could lose their job. If you're a real estate agent, please consider something else, a trade, some type of side hustle. It's got to be tough right now. Fast food and tech industries are seeing massive disruptions and potential layoffs. Now I'm going to get into some of the companies like UPS laying off 12,000 in just a second, but just know construction is seeing labor shortages, but an influx of migrant workers could undercut American jobs. I'll talk a little bit about the Tyson chicken story where they supposedly were going to hire 40,000 immigrants. Well, a lot of that was misinformation, but there's still something to take away from that story. Cities are facing slashing teachers and public sector jobs. Guys, I got a list of the teachers here because I read that and it's like, I got to find out what's going on with it. An estimated 100,000 teaching jobs have been lost due to budget cuts. Los Angeles, over 1,000 teaching positions. Chicago, 850 teaching positions. North Carolina, 630 teachers. California, 1,800 vacant jobs. And staff positions have been eliminated. So who's going to pay for that? The children. And it's always, who gets to pay in the end? It's always us. Now, talking about the migrants taking jobs, there was a post that was very misleading about Tyson Foods, and Gordon Ramsay threw all the Tyson chicken out of his kitchen and all this other stuff. Well, it was on Bloomberg and they redacted it. Turns out that what was misconstrued, the best I can tell, is the CEO or whoever said he wished they could get 40,000 immigrants. And they ran with it from there. Yes, they hired a few asylum seekers, like 17 and 70 at a different time. Not that many. But that's the thing. I wish we could hire 40,000 immigrants because they're hardworking. They're hungry. That's the big takeaway, you know? I've got immigrants all around us that have worked in construction, and they're always hardworking. Well, not always, but 90% of the time. You know, I was thankful they didn't know how to weld because they'd work you down. Now, back to the companies that are laying off. Nike, 2,000 people. Citigroup, 20,000 staff globally. BlackRock, 600 people. eBay, 1,000 job cuts. I already mentioned UPS. That was a big one. And the very last one was Stellantis. 400 white-collar jobs. Now that we've, I'll turn around so the sun's in my eyes and not yours. Now that we've covered some of the layoffs and we know it's coming, it makes me think of my grandfather, just talking about that's one thing he remembers the most about the Great Depression, is there just wasn't any work. There wasn't a way for people to make a living. And now our officials, the people that are elected to run this country, have made all the wrong decisions they could possibly make. And now there's a massive influx to the tune of probably 20 million immigrants that are here that are looking for jobs, taking jobs. So it's going to go two ways, and we get to pay either way. One, the migrants get the jobs, and we get to pay for welfare and government subsidies for the people that don't have the jobs. Or the other way, the Americans get the jobs, and we get to keep paying for the illegal immigrants. Guys, I saw a video, and I ran over and showed it to Jose. I said, is this true? What is going on? The guy was saying the government paid for his lawyer, for his flight, for his room and board in New York, medical, just roll it all out on a silver platter for him. And, he was upset about it because it affects them more than me, more than us usually. So it's a strange situation. And I looked through the Bible to try to find something it had to say about immigration. What are we supposed to do? And the only thing I can come up with is we gotta love them. Can't hate them. Can't do that. So it's strange. Now, it's hard to do too, I'm sure. The last thing was the jobs that are going to be needed. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to shuffle papers. Plumbers. Man, those guys make a fortune. Growth, and check this out, an aging infrastructure will contribute to a 15% growth in plumbing jobs over the next decade, adding 24,500 jobs. The reason I felt led to do this is because that's why I got into welding. There was a guy that came to my store and said, we're going to need X amount of welders by 2010 or whatever it was. And I thought, man, that would be awesome. I think I can do that. So maybe you can pass this along. Electricians. The need for electricians is expected to increase by 7% over the next 10 years, creating an additional 25,000 jobs. The total to over 387,000 electricians. HVAC technicians. The demand for HVAC technicians is predicted to increase by 13% by 2030, adding 24,000 new jobs. Carpentry, expected to see 4% growth over the next decade, with approximately 17,100 new jobs. And the last one was a machinist. The BLS reports that approximately 4% growth in machinist jobs is expected in the coming years, representing a rise of around 6,300 jobs. So there is some hope. It's easy to make a video about bad news because it's everywhere. But that's a good way to not get into debt right out of the gate to go to college and get into making money pretty quick. And it's something that's going to be needed. So think trades, think windmill mechanic, think solar panel erecting. Try to think kind of the direction we're going, and think about the white collar jobs and the guys I know that went to college that didn't wind up with a very good job or a job at all. They're doing something they didn't plan on doing. They got a lot of pieces of paper saying they can do something, but in reality, a lot of other people do too. So if you're one of these people that are tied to what I'm saying, just think about it. It's not too late to get a trade. I did. I really enjoyed it. It's a sense of freedom. You can, when your job's needed and you're not depending on somebody to give you a job, you know what I mean? Like, you're fortunate that you work here, you know, just keep doing whatever you're doing. Now, if it was ever like that, I would just drag up and go to the next job because I had a trade that was needed. I hope you got something from this, guys. Have an awesome day. Later.